Right, g'day there everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we have a Premier League 2023-2024 season prediction table. A lot of my Twitch people have been asking for this, being a professional footballer myself. So yeah, let's see what I think and who's going to get relegated and who's going to win the Premier League for the 2023-2024 season. In last spot, in 20th place, I believe Luton Town are going to come dead last. I love the club. I absolutely adore what they have done to that club. It's been an unbelievable achievement. You know, the first club to go from non-league all the way to the Prem, which is an unbelievable achievement. I love them. I hope they do stay in the Premier League. But for me, I just don't know if they have the depth in the squad and what it takes to be in the Premier League. It's the first time they have been. So, yeah, fingers crossed. I hope they do, but I can't see it happening. Right, in 19th, this might surprise a few people, but I've gone for Wolves. I have gone for Wolves. I don't think they're going to stay in the Premier League for much longer. You know, losing Guimarães and Neves is a big loss for them. But for me, I just don't think they're going to stay in the Premier League. I think this is going to be the last season. They're a good side, but this year, I just can't see it happening. So, in 19th, I've gone Wolves. Right, in 18th spot, I have gone for Nottingham Forest. They only just survived last year by the scrape of their teeth by a few games. You know, losing a few players as well. I just don't know if they're going to do it again this year. For me, I think yeah, I think this could be the last season in the Prem for a while. I'll say, you know, they've had some big players come in, Navas, Lingard, and that, but you know, with a few departures and stuff, I just don't think they're gonna stay up. But yeah, we'll see what happens with that. Right, in the relegation battle from 17th to 15th, in 17th spot, I have Sheffield United. I believe they'll just survive. You know, first season back in the Premier League, there's going to be a buzz about them. They're going to be happy, you know, excited. You know, I think the town and, you know, the club that there is with the fans there, I think they'll just scrape it this year and just get it through the season that they came through. But yeah, back in the Premier League, and I think they'll just survive. In 16th spot, this might surprise a few people, but I have Crystal Palace. I just don't think they're going to do it well this year. You know, Wilfried Zaha leaving, one of the biggest, probably one of the legends of Crystal Palace, no longer there anymore. But for me, I don't know. I can't see him doing anything too major this year. It always would be like a mid-dish table team, so... But we'll see, we'll see. I just don't think they will do as good this year. In 15th spot, I have Bournemouth. I believe Bournemouth will come 15th. You know, they only just... To be fair, they did well last year. You know, then sacked the manager, which was quite a big surprise for a lot of people. They got a new manager now. But I think they'll just survive. I think they'll just survive again, like they always do, basically. And then every couple of seasons they'll go back down. But yeah, in low to mid table, in 14th spot, I have Burnley. As you can see there, I used to play for Burnley. I was at Burnley for 3 years, so I do have a soft spot for him. But I think, you know, first time back in the Premier League, new manager with company, he's done an unbelievable job there. But you know, new players, you know, stepping up from the Championship to the Premier League is a massive step. I think they'll just survive though. I think they'll do it this year. You know, get over the line, and then they can start rebuilding. And then, you know, with the company's connection that he has, I believe he'll start getting a few more players in. Then he's got that Premier League establishment. So yeah, we'll see what happens. In 13th, I have Everton. Some people might say it's a bit too high. Some people might disagree. Some disagree. But for me, Sean Dyche is an unbelievable manager. I think he'll get Everton to where they need to be. He will start, you know, cracking down on them. You know, he's not the manager to mess around with. You know, keeps it simple, he's old school type, and I think that's what Everton need. They need a manager like him to get that club sorted out, because there's been a few times where they could have easily gone down, but they've just survived every single time. And I think Dyche now there, give him a couple of seasons, and I think he'll do a good job there eventually. Yeah, but I think, you know, it's that first couple of seasons. I think it's his first full season now, so give him time, and I think he'll do well. In 12th spot, I have Brentford. You know, they've lost their big main star, Ivan Toney. You know, they relied on him in quite a lot of the goals and penalties and stuff like that. But yeah, I think this year they'll just do, you know, a standard low mid-table team. You know, nothing too major. They won't get relegated. They won't do anything at the top half, so they'll just be a mid-tablish team. In 11th spot, I have Fulham. They had a probably good little season that just gone by then. They've got Gingemez now. Obviously, I believe Mitrovic has gone to the Saudi League. I think that's why they've got him in. Yeah, I think they won't do anything too amazing this year. Just a standard mid-low table team. 11th spot. Not high, nothing too low. So, yeah. In the high to mid-table from 10th to 8th. In 10th spot, I have West Ham United. They've just come off a European trophy, the Europa League Conference. There's that hype around it. They've lost Declan Rice, probably the main star, the captain and that. I just think they won't do anything, like you said, nothing too major. They will just sort of, steady through the season, come like a mid-table team and just get through the season. They've got the Europa League Conference and that they've just won. So, yeah, I think they've got a bit of a hype around that, but I think in the Premier League they'll just, be a mid-table team. In 9th spot, I've gone for Brighton. Some people might say it's a bit too low, but they've got an unbelievable manager there, an unbelievable team, done extremely well since Graham Potter's left. I think that shocked a lot of people. But them getting the European football as well this season, I think they'll just be a mid-table team that will just cruise through. See how they get on the Europa League and that Europa League Conference, whatever it is. Sorry, and then yeah, just stand steady through high to mid-table. In 8th position, I have Aston Villa. I think Aston Villa will come 8th. Great manager, great team, great players. I don't know. I just think they'll, like you said, standard Premier League sort of just midish table team. Did well the season just gone, but I think they'll come 8th this season. Right, here we go. We're going into the top 7 now. This is where the Europa League Conference football comes into play. So for Conference League, in 7th place, I've gone for Newcastle United. I think Newcastle will come 7th. They've got Champions League football this season, done unbelievable there. Eddie Howe's done an amazing job. Unbelievable team, unbelievable players, but you've got a few faces coming back in. Isaac and Wilson. I think Isaac will slowly start to take over Wilson's spot eventually, and yeah, I just think they'll just get Conference League. Nothing too major. They've got Champions League football this year. See how they get on with that, and yeah. In 6th spot for the Europa League spot, I have put Chelsea. I believe Chelsea will come 6th this year. They've lost a lot of players. They've gained some players as well. They've got a new manager now. And like you said, it's just one of them ones. It's just bonding the team, getting it back into gel. Pochettino's a great manager. I think he'll do well there. I just think it'll take him a bit of time, a year or 2, 3 years. And then you'll see probably the old Chelsea getting back to the way they are, but I think at the time being they're still building, they're still getting the players, still getting that chemistry. So yeah, I believe they'll come 6th. In 5th spot, I have put Tottenham. Some people might say that's too high, some people might not, but Pochettino will do very well there. He's a type of manager not to mess around. He will tell players straight to their face how it is and how they're doing, and that's what I think Spurs need. I think Spurs need a manager to just tell them and get them straight and get them to where they need to be and get every full potential out of that Tottenham team, because they do got some great players. Over the past couple of years and stuff, they just do nothing with it. So, but I think they'll do well. I think they'll get Europa League, and I think they'll come 5th. Right, the Champions League spots. In 4th place, I've gone for Manchester United. I believe Manchester United will come 4th this year. I've said it so many times. I believe Man United are just 1 or 2 signings away from pushing that Premier League spot. I think if they need to get a number 9 like a Harry Kane, they need to get somebody like him in that team, otherwise we've got no chance. And maybe 1 or 2 more defenders as well, and I think Manchester United will be up there. But for the time being, as the recording, they've not signed a number 9. I think there's still 1 or 2 players as well that need to be signed, and then I think they could be up there. But I think they'll just get Champions League football, come 4th, do an alright job, and yeah, that's how I think they'll do. In 3rd spot, I've gone for my team, Liverpool. I believe it will come 3rd this year. We've lost quite a few players, Henderson, Fabinho, Mino. We've lost quite a few players, but we've also gained McAllister and stuff like that. But yeah, I think we're in the stages of rebuilding as well, getting it back into the rhythm. Pop is an unbelievable manager, and I think he's just in that rebuilding stage now. And hopefully, fingers crossed, we can get Champions League football this season and start to work on the next couple of seasons and building back up to where we're meant to be. Right, the top 2. In 2nd spot, I have Manchester City. Might shock a few people. I think a lot of people have Manchester City in the Premier League again. Yes, they've got the best team in the world. Yes, they've got the best manager in the world. An unbelievable team. But I think this season, just coming off the treble win, I don't know. I just feel like this year they might not win it. They might just come like second, third. Just steady through, and probably just focus maybe on the Champions League again, something like that. But I think this year they're going to come second, and that leads in spot number 1 for the Premier League winners of 2023-2024. I've gone for Arsenal. I think Arsenal are going to win it this year. They had a great season. The season just gone. Had a few injuries. They were 9 points clear. But I think the lack of experience and the first time that they actually probably, as a proper team, they did well. But I think this season they've learned from it now. The season just gone. They can look back at it. They've got Declan Rice coming in now, the other players as well. And I think Arteta will do a good job there. And I think he will win the Premier League with them. Whether this year or the year after, I don't know. But I think that Arsenal are going to win the Premier League this year. So that there is my prediction for the 2023-2024 season of the Premier League. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Please make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time for another video. Peace.